The Eastern Airlines incident. The key players in the Eastern Airlines incident are Captain C.S. Chills and co-pilot J.B. Whitted, Air Force Chief of Staff General Hoyt S. Vandenberg, and the interesting J. Allen Hynek, a professor of astronomy and a Project Sign UFO debunker. Hynek, who will be a feature of an upcoming program, is interesting, as he was hired by Project Sign for his strong skeptic view on the UFO phenomenon, and he came to change his views somewhat by the very cases he was hired to debunk. The Eastern Airlines incident, also referred to as the Chills-Whitted UFO encounter, occurred at 2:45 a.m. on the 24th of July, 1948. This case, according to Edward J. Ruppelt, the then Project Blue Book supervisor, was seen as a more significant event than even the Mantell incident, which resulted in death. It is seen as a very reliable account of a UFO. The Thomas Mantell incident occurred on January 7, 1948, and led to the first death involved in the UFO phenomena, where a pilot chased a UFO and crashed. I have another video up on that if you'd like to check it out. It's quite an interesting case, that one. Childs and Whitted were flying an Eastern Airlines DC-3 passenger plane over Alabama at around 5,000 feet. And at about 2:45, they spotted a red glow in the sky ahead of them. They've described the night as very clear with a bright moon. They said they had excellent visibility. They watched as this object seemed to zoom straight at them, and the warning systems on their plane came into action. At the last minute, as the object was heading straight towards them, they performed an evasive maneuver, saying the UFO passed very close to them. Accounts differ between 100 to 700 feet away. They estimated this object was travelling around 700 miles an hour. Both pilots had a clear view of the object, and their descriptions match up in regards to the object being cigar-shaped with rows of brightly lit areas where a fuselage was likely to be. They described the lights coming out of the somewhat windows as bright as a magnesium flare. This streak of light going past was witnessed by one passenger who happened to be awake, Clarence McKelvey. The pilots claim after the near miss, the object pulled into a steep climb and zoomed out of view. Pilots describe a jet exhaust or some kind of exhaust of orange and red from the rear of this object, with a fluorescent blue glow towards the underside of the object. Of the debunkers, Donald Menzel was once again on the case, pushing the ever-classic meteor theory, as well as General Vandenberg, and also weighing in was J. Allen Hynek. The general consensus from these guys was insufficient evidence or a meteor. On the same night as the Eastern Airlines incident, personnel at Robins Air Force Base reported a very bright light passing at speed, and witness described that object as a huge and wingless craft. Though technically officially debunked, this incident divided Project Sign, with believers becoming almost persona non grata. The report was classified top secret, and all copies pretty much disappeared. The case was effectively buried. However, soon, another amazing incident was about to happen, which had Project Sign in puzzlement, and that was the George Gorman incident, which I shall cover soon. Ultimately, like all these early sightings that I'm covering, specifically between 47 and 52, the general consensus was all about debunking. There was not much interest in putting forward the claim that UFOs could exist at all, more easing the public's perception that nothing crazy was going on. This modern era was a very, very busy time, and I shall be delving deeper into these cases as we move along in this series.